It was one of those evenings that remind you why you ever bothered to settle out where the world feels wide and the air is so thick with memories you can taste the past on your tongue. Hot Texas wine rolling over my porch, hands still stained with oil from wrangling that stubborn 98 Road King back to life. The cicadas shrieking like they're daring the darkness to shut them up, and the slow tick of metal cooling on gravel, keeping time with the last light fading behind my shop. I'd just cracked open a Shiner, God's apology for bad days, and let myself sink into that ancient plastic chair, feeling every ache in my back earned honest, when I caught her shape slicing across the yard like a knife through butter. She walked with her chin up, arms stiff, the kind of gait that's meant to tell the world who's boss, and trailed behind her, looking like a whipped pup, was that spindly little assistant of hers with a tablet clutched so tight you'd think it held the nuclear codes. Karen Lell, president of the Maple Grove Estates HOA. Queen of the damned, if you believed half the stories whispered at the gas station. Now, I'd met Karen before, a couple years back, when she took offense to the visual blight that was my fence and tried to haul me into court to make me tear it down. I won, but she never let it go, and frankly, neither did I. She didn't even hesitate at my gate, just strutted up the drive as if she was collecting rent. No hi, no may I. Just all business, that high-strung voice taut as a guitar string. Mr. Rowan, she began, as a property owner adjacent to Maple Grove Estates, you are now subject to community proximity dues, $25 monthly, effective immediately. You benefit from the value of our neighborhood, so we've implemented external influence compensation. I took a long pull from my beer, blinking slow, like maybe if I stared hard enough the world would right itself. Her sidekick spun the tablet toward me. Shiny HOA PDFs, legalese about aesthetic spillover, board votes. No signature from me, of course. Karen, I said, I don't use your parks, don't walk your streets, sure as hell never voted for your HOA. My land was here before you all poured your first sidewalk. She didn't budge. Proximity incurs benefit. There's precedent. Yeah? Got the case law in that toy. Her assistant looked like he was wishing he'd studied accounting instead. I stood up, slow and easy, the way you do when you've had years in the Marines teaching you that sometimes being calm is scarier than being loud. I'm not paying a dime to your pastel prison camp, Karen. Step over my fence again, try shaking me down, it won't be words we're trading. She glared, heels clicking like a judge's gavel as she turned away, but right before she left she looked back. You'll regret this. We'll be in touch. Maybe next time use the front gate, I called. Wouldn't want your BMW to get scratched by all this freedom. She didn't laugh, but I could feel the thunder brewing in her silence. Next morning, sun still thinking about rising. I'm elbows deep in a carburetor when tires crunch slow on my drive. Big black SUV, no front plate, windows dark enough to make the devil nervous. Crawls to a stop. Two gorillas in matching black polos step out. Maple Grove Enforcement Division stitched across their chests. Cute. The tall one, bald, thick as a freezer, calls out, Jackson Rowan, we're here to collect outstanding fees and issue a claim against your property. My phone's already out, video rolling. This is private land. You got 10 seconds to turn around. The twitchy one waves a folder. You owe under HOA enforcement statute. No, I don't. I cut in. Not in your HOA. Never signed. Not subject to your dictatorship. The tall one gets in my face, pokes a finger at my chest. You don't want this to escalate. Oh, I do. I grin. Trust me, I really do. He swings. I slip left, elbow up, jaw meets bone with a crack. He staggers. His buddy fumbles for a baton, but he's slow. Old habits die hard. I twist his wrist, sweep his legs, both on the gravel before my beer gets warm. This is a recorded armed intrusion onto private property. I narrate, phone steady. That's assault, maybe attempted robbery. I call the sheriff. They're already on their way. Someone reported a disturbance. Real subtle, Karen. Cops show, take the muscleheads away. No plates, no registration, just stupidity and bad luck. I watch them go, sip the beer from last night, taste a little more bitter. Karen's playing for keeps now, and I know it's just getting started. Sure enough, things get quiet, unnervingly so. The kind of silence that means somebody's working the phones, not letting it go. The two goons get charged, but nothing that'll stick. Karen disappears, but the sense of being watched doesn't. Then it gets weird. I start getting clients at the shop, guys who aren't really interested in motorcycles, just in what I know. One, stocky with mirrored shades, asks a bunch of questions about my life, my property, my family. Red flags everywhere. Another leaves his bike overnight, shows up later, trying to torch the place. Fire suppression system douses it quick, and the cameras catch everything. Arson, criminal mischief. But the guy lawyering up tells me he's not here on his own. Next comes a lawsuit. One of these fake clients claims I ruined his career with shoddy work on a bike I never touched. My lawyer laughs. Amateur hour. But that's not the point. Karen isn't trying to win. She's trying to wear me down. Death by 1,000 cuts. I call in a favor from Todd, my buddy in cybersecurity. He digs up a blog, hojusticewatch.org, plastered with my photo, clips from my videos, out-of-context quotes, accusing me of everything from environmental terrorism to running an anti-HOA militia. The admin email belongs to Karen's mother. Game on. So I change tactics. Cameras everywhere, cloud backups, nothing gets missed. I rebrand my channel, No HOA Zone. Sit down, look into the lens, tell the world what's happening. Name's Jackson Rowan. Ex-Marine. Been under attack for months by an HOA I never joined. Here's what it looks like when a petty tyrant decides to ruin your life. 10 minutes of footage, security cam clips, legal docs, dry facts. Next morning, 20,000 views. Then 50. My inbox floods, stories from folks in Florida, Arizona, everywhere, who've been through the same. The No HOA Zone becomes a movement. Playlists on legal self-defense, interviews with lawyers, stories of service dogs and flower beds. Even the local news picks it up. Veteran battles HOA, wins the internet. Then comes the twist. Larry Costello, ex-treasurer for Maple Grove, reaches out. We meet at a diner, and he lays it out. Karen's been using HOA funds as her personal ATM. Spa trips, kids' schools, fake executive retreats. He hands over the receipts, the emails, everything. My lawyer nearly does a backflip. We add embezzlement and audit requests to our countersuit. Karen's legal team panics, tries to block the audit, but the judge isn't having it. 10 days to cough up 5 years of books. Audit team storms the clubhouse, and things unravel. Emergency meetings, angry emails, resignations. Someone posts fake reviews of my shop, all traced back to the HOA. The court orders Karen deposed. She refuses. Tries to sue me for defamation, using my channel as proof. Judge laughs it out of court. The audit's a bombshell. Tens of thousands of HOA dollars funneled to luxury Airbnbs, spa weekends, private flights. $8,000 to the same security agency that sent her thugs. The cherry on top, a $31,000 training seminar in Nantucket, just a vacation for Karen and her husband. The local paper runs the story. Board members resign. Mitch, one of them, visits my shop just to apologize. She fooled all of us, he says. Subpoenas go out for HOA emails. We find Karen instructing her assistant to apply pressure to me, just days before the attack on my property. My lawyer files for conspiracy, targeting Karen personally. Suddenly, she's not a queen anymore, just another bureaucrat circling the drain. I hear she's in trouble at home, too. Marriage on the rocks, house in foreclosure, reputation shot. Court day. Karen's a shadow of herself, hiding behind a blazer that doesn't fit anymore. Our witnesses line up. Larry with the numbers, Todd tracing the blog straight to her family, security footage showing her goons threatening me, email chains showing premeditation. Karen's lawyer tries to play it off as internet hysteria. Nobody buys it. The jury doesn't need long. Fines in my favor on every count. $1.2 million in damages, criminal charges referred, HOA board dissolved, finances frozen, outside review ordered. Maple Grove's fancy sign comes down. My shop's busier than ever. People driving cross-country just to shake my hand and take a photo with the No HOA Zone sign. The merch sells out overnight. Even the sheriff stops by to say, "Hell of a thing you did, Rowan." Karen? She's under federal investigation. Her world reduced to courtrooms and cheap rentals. Maple Grove is gone. Its funds gone. Its power broken. One afternoon, a teenager, guitar on his back, hair in his eyes, walks up to me, shakes my hand. You scared the hell out of them, in a good way. I just smile. That's the idea. Never start a fight you can't finish, and always keep the camera rolling. He laughs, snaps a photo, and heads down the road, sunlight sparking off his strings. For the first time in a long time, I can breathe. Freedom never looked better. So you tell me, was I wrong to fight back? Was it just pride? Or was it about drawing a line that nobody gets to cross, no matter how many titles or board votes they hide behind? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who was right? Who went too far? What would you have done if the HOA came knocking on your door? I want to hear where you stand, because this story's just one of many. And who knows? Next time, it could be your fight, too.